Okay, listen. I can tell you what this is actually about. It's not of the nonsense that the mainstream media is feeding you. I know the actual information. You see, one of my animators that works for me happens to live in the shithole country called Spain. And he noticed that the government really likes exploiting him. They're really draining him of taxes. Half of his wealth goes to feed the communists in the government. And he's like, you know what, V? I want to move. I want to start my life in a bright new place. I want to go to Mexico. And I think the information leaked out or something because the next day, the Mexicans are chimping out. Now, they're claiming that they're chimping out because they don't like their president, but in reality, they just don't like my guy. And they also want to be polite about it. Like, they're not saying, look, you can't come to the country. They just want to say, look, if you come to the country, it's really bad. We're chimping out over here. All jokes aside, though, apparently what caused
President
the
of Mexico
is this interview on Fox News, which, as you can see, like it got 2.7 million on Twitter, and it had one of the senators going around saying things that everyone should have known up until now. Right? Like nothing that has been said is bewildering. Take for example, right? The president of Mexico works for the cartels. Like, this is the thing that always amused me, because you have the brainlet fact checkers and also, like, the brainlets on Twitter that would always say, no, like, the presidential elections were legit. Because, like, all the 30-something assassinations, they happened with the mayors, right? Like, the mayors are the ones that are under assassinations. Like, no, like, the president, totally legit. And I'm like, what is it with this monkey logic? Like, I know that the mother of retards is always pregnant, but, like, come on. If you have a nation where assassinations happen at a mayor level, what's preventing them from not happening at the presidential level? And we're talking about, like, over 30 assassinations. Like, this is an insane number. So, like, yeah, obviously, the entire election system in a country where this level of assassination happens is put under question. So you have to doubt that. It's like, okay, did the person that win, did they manage to win because, like, legitimately they went to the polls, or because, like, the assassins chose to spare them? Apparently she was also funded from money from the cartels, claims the senator. It's not just the president. There are an entire group of Mexican politicians that are labeled narco politicians. Mexico is a narco state. Come on. You know, like, let's not take the title away from Venezuela. What are we doing here? Mexicans are afraid of the alliance between the Mexican government and the cartels. Well, okay. How is this any new information? Wasn't there, like, a couple of months ago that the Mexican government managed to catch the son of El Chapo? And the cartels responded by sending paramilitary forces with heavy weapons and stuff. And so the government cocked. And when Trump says, it's like, hey, do you need any help with that? The president goes like, nah, it's cool. Like, this is not, I mean, it is a functioning state, right? Because a lot of people likes to say this is not a functioning state. No, like, the trains arrive on time, right? The water is flowing, electricity is running, the taxes are being collected. It is a functioning state. But it's not a democracy. I mean, it's not at least any type of political system that I studied in law school. Like, this is something completely new. This is more akin to, I don't know, like the Holy Roman Empire, maybe? Where like, the cartels are the princes, and they get to do whatever the fuck they want into their little areas. And then you have, like, the emperor that just negotiates with the outside world. Like that is, like, the closest framework that I can have to understand what type of political system you have, where the government is not really in control, but it kind of is. Like, it still negotiates with other nations, right? It still does its obligations at maintaining the roads and the infrastructure. But at a local level, no, like, the cartels, they're the ones that settle disputes between various community members. They're the ones that tell farmers what they can and can't plant in certain areas. They're the ones that do the local administration. And technically, they kind of are the government, but not really. I mean, you know, the Chapo doesn't want the presidency. They want a puppet, kind of, but not really. It's a system that I genuinely don't understand, right? However, none of these things are new to me. Like, all of these things I have known 6 months ago. If you had asked me, it's like, hey, V, is the president in Mexico in good graces with the cartel? And I'll be like, well, I mean, it has to be, right? Like, there's no other way. Until you have, like, the cartels falling, every single president in Mexico, you would assume that they are in the good graces of the cartel, unless, like, they're de facto waging war on them, which they are. But anyway, right, so apparently once they get elected, the deal is for the Mexican government to protect the cartels, and they want Donald Trump to come in and defend them from the big bad cartels. Now, the thing is, I don't know how to feel about this. And when I don't know how to feel about this, I have been convinced by Twitter that such a thing as universal morality exists. And I do agree. Universal morality is a thing. It's not the Christian morality, no. It's the morality that comes from The Guardian. So whenever you don't know if something is right or wrong, you read The Guardian and you do the opposite. And 100% chance, no exception, like that is the moral take. Anyone that disagrees with me, please give me a counterexample, right? Like, for me, The Guardian is now the Bible. But I just do the opposite of what it says. And so, in The Guardian, they're basically talking how this is a Gen Z protest. And you get to see the flag, the Hassan Piker flag, the leafy flag. It's kind of funny because, again, like, Hassan Piker suggested it on his stream. But I don't think, like, it's his creation. I think, like, other people suggested it. It's basically like a fight against tyranny, right? Now, it's important to point out that the people doing the fight, they're anarchists. And so it's leftists fighting against what... I don't even think, like, it's ideological, right? Like, the cartels. Are they promoting the philosophy of Jean-Jacques Rousseau? Are they, you know, talking about... distributing their wealth? I don't know, but they're cartels, right? I think they're pragmatic people. I think, like, they are in the business of applying violence in order to extract wealth. And so you have leftist ideologues like anarchists fighting against the cartels, and I do believe that there is someone backing them, right? Like, usually you do not get these types of protests where you have, like, the same paraphernalia, where you have, like, the same tools, without someone forwarding some cash, whether it's an NGO, whether it's someone from Mexico itself, maybe the European Union, who knows. But the reality is that it's happening. And so you have, like, teenagers and young people on the street waving Luffy flags and engaging with the police. Now, there are videos on Twitter where the protesters have dragged police officers and beat the living shit out of them. And there's also text